What's going on, everybody? It's Childish. We're back at it again, coming at you with another video for Skylanders Ring of Heroes. I'm actually working on 2 to 3 videos between Summoners War and Skylanders, and I actually pushed that all aside to give you guys a quick update on what's going on for this upcoming update that we have going on in Skylanders Ring of Heroes. Now, if you guys haven't checked it out, they put up a Reddit post, and there's obviously a Hive post as well. The source is going to be down here if you want to check it out. But we're gonna look through everything because there's a little bit of good and bad in this one. Okay, so now first up, we got the update for a new dungeon, the Meditated Woodland. So this is going to be dropping in the challenge section. You'll see it right here alongside Realm of Souls with Cave of Gold. So once again, another thing that you can do every single day for a limited amount of time so that you can level up your Skylanders a little bit quicker. I definitely will be taking advantage of this because, as you guys already know, the grind, especially when you're moving into that 5-star to 6-star category and then 6-star max, it takes quite a bit of time. So I hope that this dungeon is a significant amount. I mean, that being said, though, we get it every single day for three entries, so we really can't get mad about that. Just additional thing to help us out and level up here. Now, and this is for the 99% of you guys that are free to play. You know, you're not really going to be too concerned about this, but for all of you pay to win people, okay, we'll give you a 2-second screenshot here so you can take a look at it. But believe it or not, guys, they actually already dropped a little bit of a balance patch with regards to some of our units here. So we'll take a look at right now. First one being Chop Scotch. Okay, so the damage dealt by charge up will be calculated based on defense instead of being calculated based on attack. So I got them pulled up right here. If you guys haven't checked this out, Chompy app, really good source, really good resource here for good information if you want to check it out for Skylanders Ring of Heroes. I love this app. I love this website. I use it all the time. Okay, so that first skill here, mana 1 cost, 20 cooldown, typical cooldown for a low mana cost, ability. Initially, it was just an attack scaling ability, but as you guys can see, he is a defense unit, so having an ability that's going to be based off of defense is nice. Now, that being said, I'm still waiting to see more Skylanders that, if they're defense-based, they have multiple abilities that scale off of defense, because I think that will add a new element to how we decide to build it. If we stack, I mean, we're going to stack defense all day here, but I might play around with like a defense crit rate, crit damage build or something like that if I find out that they can do what they're trying to do with regards to the skills, but also they may have like good damage multipliers, and it might be something else to play around with. So next one up is going to be Wildfire. So it looks like for him, he got some bonus hits on lots of chains that will additionally cast effect res down to all enemies as one. So again, I got him pulled up right here. If you haven't checked him out, it looks like it's an AoE that has a 70% chance to cast block rate up for 1 turn, and then launches a bonus hit if there is a pre-existing explode effect. So that's going to be pretty nice, given the fact that we have a lot of free-to-play farmable units that you can take advantage of with the bombs and exploding ability, right? I actually like a skill set. I don't know if you guys have taken a look at it already. Defense scaling ability that gives strength to all allies for 1 turn. And if you guys are ever curious about this, any highlighted word, you can go ahead and click on it. Just hover over, excuse me, and you can find out what it does here. Strength is not, like, endurance is one of those things that you don't really think about as far as increasing, over time, but it's actually really nice to have, especially for some of those bosses that we're going to deal with that have, very heavy endurance draining abilities. Okay, so I'm actually, I kind of like when I looked at this, unit, I didn't really like catch my interest early on here, but I like his skill set all day. He has a 70% chance to get a block rate up for all allies when blocking an enemy's attack. That's pretty nice if you decide to scale that one up here. So this might be something that we'll play around with down the road. As far as the change goes, an option for bringing in that res down ability. I mean, hey, we'll take it, right? It's a buff, right? We'll take it here. So the next one here, this is going to be another common one that you guys will probably be able to build. This is a premium unit, right? 2-star category, Rattle Shake. So Rattle Shake, it looks like the Fistful of Snakes will be revised to grant critical rate up, not on all allies, but the ally with the highest attack if the target is already poisoned. So this looks like it's going to be a nerf, not giving the AoE crit rate, right? Just giving it to the highest attacker, which is kind of a shame, right? Fistful of Snakes was given it for 2 turns, right? And then, yeah, on allies. Okay, so, I mean, it says that the ability was supposed to be on all allies, but it just says here, when we're looking to look at, is allies. So what I'm thinking is maybe when you skill it up, it'll switch to AoE, because I don't know if you guys have seen some of the abilities here. They may hit one enemy, but if you skill it up a little bit, they'll hit two enemies, and then if you skill up even more, it'll basically turn it into an AoE. So this one's kind of, I don't know if it's the wording that got translated, but this one's a little bit off here. We're gonna have to figure out what it is. But I will say this though, Rattle Shake actually looks like a pretty fun unit. We got a couple of units out there that do have a lot of poison mechanics here, so this might be one to keep an eye out on down the road. Maybe we'll go ahead and build it. Let's see, next one here, it's going to be Thunderbolt. So this one here, let's take a look at his abilities once more time. Now, Thunderbolt, Lightning Rain, 60% chance to deal a blow that casts attack down to all enemies for one turn, and enemies blocks Thunderbolt's attack. The change after that, 40% chance to grant critical rate up for one turn if the enemy evades. So, I don't know. I personally like a chance for AoE breaks, AoE attack breaks, but taking that away to give him a critical rate buff is pretty interesting. Now let's take a look at the rest of his skills. Maybe there's a little bit of synergy with this now. Let's take a look. Summons the lightning count all enemies and attack from. Oh, this is it right here. Yeah, this is okay. Wait a second. So this is actually a passive, right? We're reading this correctly. So I thought it was a skill when I read it first off, right? This is actually a passive. So a passive with a 60% chance to provide AoE attack break. I can see why they made that change now. That's if you get that skilled up, that's a pretty high. I thought that was an ability. My correction. That is actually a passive. So 40% chance to crit rate up if the enemy evades. Okay, that's not too bad here, because if you guys are, we're obviously limited in the amount of Skylanders we can bring, so having some Skylanders with different, like strong passives that can really improve the damage output that you could do on your team is actually pretty nice here. So 40% chance, that's not super high, but hey, it's okay. I could see why they would choose to do that, because that might, tend to be a little bit higher end for a passive per se. He also got another ability called Traptanium Thunder Sword. It looks like this will be revised to give bonus hits on the first target. So if we take a look at it real quick, yeah, this strikes an enemy with a large sword and attacks additional damage to support type units. So instead of support type opponents, now it's the first target, which of course, I guess if you think about it, if you're focusing on one unit, that's the target that you want to go for, right? So might as well provide a little bit of extra damage here. Okay, yeah, it looks like that's the awakening ability, so that's going to take some time for that one here. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next one, which of course is going to make everybody cringe a little bit. Whamshell and Boomer, some of the most used units for the compositions that people have recommended for, especially like B9 dungeons or whatnot here. This is going to hurt a little bit. So Boomer's first, or Whamshell's first ability, the King's Mace Poseidon Strike, has increased from 11 seconds to 19 seconds. Oh my gosh. So for those that haven't seen that, we'll go ahead and pull that one up as well. Again, I think I can pull this one out here without doing anything. Oh, fail. So we'll go to the character list here since it won't pull up. We'll type in Whamshell. We'll go ahead and pull it up here real quick. I probably spelled it wrong, but that's okay. So, hyphenated. Go figure, right? So let's take a look at it. King's Mace, right? 4 mana, 9 cooldown, and this one here does damage proportionate defense. And this one had, I mean, it's 9 cooldown now, but I think that's what it is when you have it maxed out, right? So yeah, King's Mace got a pretty, both of them, right? Cooldown for King's Mace Poseidon Strike. That's why I think it's when it's awakened, right? Let's take a look. So yeah, it changes to the awakened ability Poseidon Strike. So got the nerf on that, right? Doing damage proportionate defense and attack down for the target for 1 turn. So that's gonna hurt a little bit. I mean, it was kind of nice to have a low cooldown with a high, a high mana cost, depending on what composition you're bringing. But honestly, I know people are gonna be a little upset about that one. But I could see some arguments here, and especially for the one that we got coming up here for Boomer. Was the nerf warranted? Was it too strong? You guys are gonna have to let me know. But that was a pretty low cooldown for that skill originally before it got changed. I mean, if it went from 11 seconds to 19 seconds, I'm guessing now if there's a 2-second change on the Poseidon Strike, maybe now when it's skilled up, it's going to be 17 seconds, right? That's a pretty substantial nerf. I don't know how the community is going to take this one, but you guys are going to have to tell me in the comment section down below. Do you think that debuff or that change, the nerf, was warranted? Boomer, another great bomber unit to use if you haven't checked them out already. So the cooldown for Dynamite Toss or Double Dynamite Toss when it's awakened will increase from 15 seconds to 20 seconds. Now, we do have him pulled up here. So the regular skill just throws the bomb on to explode for 6 turns, but once you awaken it, it throws a sticks of dynamite towards all enemies and explodes for 6 turns. Once again, the tech, I believe, having the elemental advantage for B9, water and tech, right? So that's why Whamshell and Boomer are really, really good. Having an AoE bomb mechanic is obviously really nice here. And then if you guys haven't checked out his other abilities, he has some that provides the attack up for all allies. And then this one here, it looks like it slams to the ground, inflicts damage to all enemies, decreasing the explode count for 2 turns. So double dynamite toss gets a little bit of a nerf here. I don't know how I feel about that one. Is that warranted or is that not? But I will say this: 15 seconds. Let's see, what were we at here? 15 seconds there for the double dynamite. I mean, 15 seconds for a 2-turn mana cost. I mean, I don't know if it's 2-turn originally. Remember that these skills. Okay, yeah, let's take a look at it. We would click it here. So, yeah, cooldown was 15 seconds to 20 seconds. So it's going to be going to an 18 seconds. So 18 seconds for 2 manas for an AoE. 2 mana AoE, right? I mean, that's pretty good. So I guess I can see where they're coming from, but I'm looking to see. We're gonna have to like create a poll or something like that. Was these buffs warranted? Or sorry, was these nerfs warranted? You guys will have to let me know in the poll or in the comment section down below. I'm really curious to hear your feedback on that. That's gonna be it, guys. Thank you all so much for tuning in. It's your boy Childish, your ChildishPlays checking out. Take care, and we will see you all in the next one. I'm out.